Fueled by Deathcast.
Did you always kind of have a hand managing Zakk, like right from the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really so good at tooting my own horn, but honestly, yeah. I mean, he had a manager for a lot of years, and literally the manager would call me and throw something by me and say, "What do you want to do, young lady?" So, like, I kind of made all the decisions anyway. And when Blasco came into the fold, you know, we started talking, and he's really phenomenal at marketing. That's his, you know, that's his passion, and he's great at it. And you know, he knew a lot more about the social media world and where things were going with e-commerce and stuff, much more than Zakk and I. I knew a little bit from my kids, but my background originally. I'm a business girl. I went to school. I was going to be a CPA until I realized that I was going to have to wear a suit every day and be in a business setting, and I was just like too conservative for me. And I have a mouth of a sailor, so I couldn't exactly I'm not so good being in that world. But I'm a Jersey girl.
Yeah.
I don't usually admit that, but I am a Jersey girl.
Hey.
But I definitely, when I moved to California, I had said to Sharon Osbourne, I really want to work in the music industry. I had part-time, the guy who discovered Zakk for Ozzy, Mark Weiss, he's a photographer. I worked for him once a week when I lived in Jersey when I was still a teenager, and I got bit by that bug. I was around these crazy musicians in this world, and I'm like, these people don't have any idea what they're doing in business. I have a business brain. These people and I get on. I think I could lend something to the party, and I love to be around it. So when I moved to California, I had said to Sharon, I really want to work in the music industry, and she gave me a list of people to meet, and I got my first gig at A&M Records at the time. Was like I was so spoiled because it was the most incredible environment to be introduced into the music industry. It was such a fabulous time with Herb Alpert and Jerry Moss, great men to work for, and that was very much like a family situation, even though it was on a global scale. I worked for the CFO, and then I worked for him for a little bit, and then when A&M Records sold to BMG, I went over and worked at William Morris Agency on the booking side of things. I was a tour coordinator. And then after that, I went to go work for Rod Stewart at Stiefel Phillips and did the management side for a little bit. And then Zakk and I had babies, and Sharon was shopping Zakk's solo deal as a solo artist. And then I kind of jumped in, and I took the meetings, and we, made our first record deal with Geffen Records. And so, yeah, I've always been, for all intents and purposes, I have always managed him. I didn't want to be that person by myself because it was much more important to me to be Zakk's lover and be passionate and be his partner in life than business partner. But then it evolved, and Blasco is his manager, and he does, but yeah, it's the both of us together, and we have a great relationship because, Blasco will say, I say no, you say yes. And most of the time he'll bring things to the table that I don't think of, and I bring things to the table I think that he doesn't think of, and we have a really great partnership.
Yeah, and you're so just badass. I'm just going to say it, when it comes to all of that. And you had, like you said, not only were you lucky in some of your early jobs, you were lucky to be able to have a soundboard like Sharon, who, has done this,
in every
6 ways to Sunday.
Yeah, in every capacity. I mean, let's face it, the Ozfest happened because, she's a pioneer.
Yeah.
And she's, it's her whole life. Since she was a little girl, she was involved in the music industry. And I love them and her so much. For all intents and purposes, Zakk calls her mom because his mom passed away a couple years after he joined Ozzy's band. And for all intents and purposes, she is his mom. Aww. And she'll even say a lot of times it's my firstborn about Zakk. But she's been known to call him in a bar when he was drinking and say, "Get your ass out of that bar," pull him out of a club or a bar by his ear. He listens to her. Yeah. She's mom, Oh, yeah. And but I love her so much. She always says, "I'm a second mom to you," and I was like, "No, you're more like a big, beautiful older sister because you're not. You're too young to be my mom." But she's I mean, personally, professionally, and there isn't a business deal or something really important to us that I don't run by her. I mean, and personally, our daughter's getting married in October, our firstborn, and there isn't a night that I'm like not sending her pictures of the wedding dress, or she's like, this is where we're having it, or I talk to her most, a couple times a day, mostly, and they're family to us.